Good morning. I always start my day usually around 5:30, sometimes 6, but I love getting up early. I drink a large glass of water and get my favorite coffee from my Jura E8. Don't worry, it's refurbished. You can get one too, with some steamed heavy cream. Hopefully raw, not always possible, but always organic. I quickly walk over to my favorite spot with my coffee, turn on the lights, and start my quiet time. This usually consists of meditating, prayer, and silence. I used to journal 3 pages a day, but now I find myself just sitting and listening to God's voice and reading Divine Intimacy, which is an incredible book. Divine Intimacy was written by Father Gabriel of St. Mary Magdalene, and they are meditations on the interior life, but they go off of the pre-Vatican II liturgical calendar. I love getting my workout out of the way first thing, so Colin goes first, comes back, and we do a little swap. He has his quiet time while I go. I'm usually early enough to burn, just sit for 5 more minutes, and then I end up being late, but here we go. And we're finished. Makes sense, say yes, finish the cool down, and I leave, and then head back with the sunrise, and it's just lovely, vibrant. On days that I'm not doing like a strength workout or getting up early for burn, I do go out on a run. I miss running so much. I used to run all the time and strictly only run with like a Madeline Moves workout. But I promised myself that, okay, this trail's so busy, so funny. I promised myself if I'm not pregnant this month, then it's time to do another race. God's will. Okay, so I'm back from my workout and I have my electrolytes relight code Run with Ken's, you already know. I spend a little time with each kid, lots of squeeze cuddles. Usually I'm sitting in my chair and they come and sit on my lap, but today they're up early, as you can see. I pull out my Jones sausages. I love the turkey ones. They're packed with protein, and the chicken ones are good. You can get the big bag at Costco. That's why we have that today. Got to get my squeezes in from Stelly, TT, and the baby's still sleeping, so I'll get her later. You guys, I have been making these pancakes since T was born, my firstborn. It is just eggs, banana, and oats, and it's delicious, simple, clean ingredients, and Franny loves to help, so here we go. Also, I start every morning with a load of laundry, Molly Suds, non-toxic. I am obsessed with fragrance, but we all know they are endocrine disruptors. Time to check in on my sourdough, which reminds me I need to go feed my starter for pizza dough tomorrow. While the girls are eating and showing me their cute little shapes they make, I empty the dishwasher. It feels great to get that kitchen clean right off the bat. Colin and I usually have one more sit down with our coffee. He brings me my second cup because, let's be honest, I hardly finished the first one, and I do some reading while the girls get ready for the day. Maybe even some journaling if we're lucky. Time for breakfast. This tomato's from my garden. After I finish eating, I go wake Birdie. She's such a sweetie and just started sleeping through the night. There she goes with her breakfast. Such a healthy eater. They always are at this age. I don't know why they get so picky later. All right, time to stretch and fold, shape the bowl, and bench rest in the fridge for 2 more hours before I bake. I love sourdough. I really can't wait for the day Therese and Francis know how to make some bread, because it is definitely part of our weekly routine and it's delicious and so good for you. In the fridge she goes. Hi, Birdie. All right, I'm going to check what we have going on today. I love my Gather and Pray planner. And now since I've eaten, I'm taking my vitamins. We have beef liver, more electrolytes, inositol, maca root, and a couple other things. The beef liver really does help with energy, and I can tell when I don't take it. The girls spend the mornings free playing and reading, but I love doing a family read aloud every single day. See Franny coloring on her own. It's my favorite when she's in Franny land. I grab Into the Deep, our morning catechism, and our latest fave book, which is Brambly Hedge, the whole series. So good. And we gather around to read together. Cozy homeschooling is my favorite part of homeschooling. A lot of times in the afternoon when it's just tea and Franny, we'll make some tea and do a chapter book. Right now is Farmer Boy. But Brambly Hedge has been just lovely to get us in imagination land and have the girls just create these stories and play and draw and color, and it's just so sweet to watch. I know these little years won't last forever, so I truly cherish it. Usually at this time, Birdie is down for her morning nap and we do a little bit of homeschool. We usually start with language arts, although T loves math too, so it doesn't really matter. Franny was having so much fun this summer doing kindergarten prep, and T finished first grade good and beautiful. And it is wild how much she learned this last year, and just like what a big reader she has become since the beginning of the year. Ever heard of second breakfast? Well, today is fresh apple butter from the place we pick peaches at, with some toast and string cheese. Now I get to get ready. Here are some of my favorite daily products that I haven't gone a day without using. Got my Honest Company mascara, Beauty Counter concealer, Merit, obsessed. And this Salt and Stone deodorant, I was influenced by my sister. It is so good, especially if you're a Santal 33 girl like me. Now we head out for our morning light, our walk, and adventure. We might go to the park, but today we actually decided to stop at the creek, and we spent an hour here. The girls were definitely in imagination land, and I was here for it. If I could bottle up days like today, I would. It is so important to me to preserve childhood as long as possible. The miracle is making it back for lunch, which we do. There were very few tears today. I make lunch for Colin and I and the girls. These goodles are actually really delicious. And Teton grass-fed beef. Time for our midday dance show, which today the girls decided they wanted to learn the Macarena. I have no idea where they even heard of this, but we did it and they loved it. There's never enough time to do chores, so you just have to clean as you go. The rooms aren't always in tip-top shape, I'd be the first to admit it, but the kitchen has to be for me to stay sane. I always clean the kitchen. Here are the girls having a little pre-nap snack. T's cutting the banana. I'm loading the dishwasher and starting it. Stella knows it's time for her nap, so she takes as long as possible to pick. What book are we reading?
This one.
This one?
Yeah.
The Boy Who Became Pope.
Yeah, Pope.
It's our favorite.
Yes, it's favorite because we can open it today and put me some too.
Okay, love you.
Love you.
Good night.
Good night.
Now it's Birdie's turn, which we are just about to transition her to one nap a day. Yikes, pray for us. I am not ashamed to admit that I have an afternoon latte in my Jura, and I use my raw cream, a little lavender simple syrup from one of my fave spots, which I will share below, and I use the blue button to make it a cold foam. It's to die for. I make one for Colin too, since he works from home. However, he says the cold is hard for him because he always sips it down so fast, and I kind of savor mine. It's never a quiet time without my rosary and my latte. My two oldest are playing make-believe or coloring downstairs. Sometimes I'll squeeze in an afternoon walk, and today I found Stella's crock. Isn't that lucky? We've been looking for weeks. All right, it's laundry time. During the last hour of quiet time, sometimes I'll let the girls listen to a story, which I will link some below. So it's dinner prep time. Got my real salt from Redmond's, and I'm doing chicken, I'm doing the dishwasher, and today's dinner is drumsticks and green beans with a side of bone broth rice, which I make a lot. And I usually just try to have a nice big protein, a green veggie or salad, and a carb. Tonight we have soccer, so I wanted to get dinner on early. T is finishing handwriting and math. She's doing her little review independent practice, and Birdie and I are in the kitchen making dinner. But first I gotta do my 10-second tidy with Stella, who just woke up from her nap. She's usually kind of groggy, but she'll help me clean and then have a little snack. Once the school year starts, we'll definitely have some activities like dance or piano to go to on afternoons. All right, time to do my bone broth rice. There's some Kerrygold butter in there. Stirring it up, going to cook that while the chicken and green beans are cooking. And while dinner is cooking, I like to do a big tidy. Colin's gonna help me today. Or I tell friends all the time that it is a lot to have the entire family home all day, every day, but it is the biggest blessing, and I have help. I have a couple sitters that come twice a week, and Colin, who is working from home and always checking in on me. It works really well for our family culture. One of our best purchases before Birdie was born was the trampoline. Wait, let me check on my tomatoes. Okay, we got like 5. Our goal in the next couple of years is to have a couple acre homestead where I can garden fully. We'll have some chickens, hopefully a dairy cow, and live off the land. We eat dinner together every night, but tonight I sneak upstairs while they're finishing to do the girls' laundry in their room, just so we can feel organized and ready when we come back from a late night of soccer and can have like an easy transition from bath to prayer to bedtime. I know there's not enough time in the day, and I remember having one kid and there was no time in that day either. And then I had two kids and there wasn't any time with two, but every kid gives you a capacity to do more with the time that you have. P.S. Dinner was delicious. Here's a little picture. I loved it. I am huge on 1,000 hours outside, so I definitely send the girls outside to play as much as I can. And now we finished watching T's soccer practice. Colin and I try and squeeze in a date night once a month, and it's been a big blessing for our family. We try and end every day with prayer, discussion, and a family rosary, which usually only lasts 1 decade. Today was an example of a very simple day. Our weeks are usually packed with co-ops, clubs, adventures, friends, dinners, traveling, friendship, all sorts of things. But I wanted to give you a taste of the simple joys of our daily life.
Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners.